The UN is serving as host to an unproductive and ill-timed conference on the so-called two-state solution in New York City. The United States will not participate in this insult. President Macron of France also did something similar in this regard, that this is a slap in the face to the victims of October 7th, that it rewards Hamas, and it harms the ability to stop this. It gives one group hope, and that's Hamas. The UN is serving as host to an unproductive and ill-timed conference on the so-called two-state solution in New York City. This is a publicity stunt that comes in the middle of delicate diplomatic efforts to end the conflict in Gaza. Far from promoting peace, the conference will prolong the war, will embolden Hamas, and reward its obstruction and undermine real-world efforts to achieve real peace. As Secretary Rubio has made clear, this effort is a slap in the face to the victims of October 7th and a reward for terrorism. It keeps hostages trapped in tunnels. The United States will not participate in this insult, but will continue to lead real-world efforts to end the fighting and deliver a permanent peace. Our focus remains on serious diplomacy, not stage-managed conferences designed to manufacture the appearance of relevance. Also, the United States welcomes the ceasefire declaration announced yesterday between Cambodia and Thailand. We commend both governments for taking this important step to ease tensions along the border. President Trump and Secretary Rubio spoke with their Cambodian and Thai counterparts on July 26th to underscore the need for an immediate cessation of the violence. Building on those conversations, the United States, working in close coordination with the government of Malaysia, co-organized the ceasefire talks in Kuala Lumpur on July 28th. These talks provided a vital platform for both parties to come together in good faith and ultimately reach agreement on a ceasefire.
What is the U.S. position on the UK saying they will recognize the Palestinian state before the UN this September? I know my colleague brought it up, but considering they're using it as leverage to try to stop some of the starvation that President Trump himself said he's concerned about taking place in Gaza?
Well, I think President Rubio's statement and my statement that I issued regarding the conference, the two-state solution, the fact of the matter is his remarks also when President Macron of France also did something similar in this regard, that this is a slap in the face to the victims of October 7th, that it rewards Hamas, and it harms the ability to stop this framework from, it allows it to continue. It gives one group hope, and that's Hamas. It is a rewarding of that kind of behavior, that if you wait long enough, if you don't cooperate, if in any other normal environment where someone was so utterly defeated, they would surrender. In this case, that just does not occur. And part of it is because of perhaps the hope that they receive on how long the suffering lasts, how much that pushes the world to acquiesce to their arguments. And that is, there's one group that benefits from the images and the reality of the horribleness, and that's Hamas. And so there's a reason why they don't cooperate and stop. And this adds one more thing onto it that adds into their apparent posture that this is a winning thing to do. Clearly, we are of the opposite mind, and that I think we can say in general about that issue.
President Trump said he didn't mind the UK Prime Minister taking a position on statehood. Is that, can you explain what the difference is?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to speculate on the president's reasoning, but I do know that none of us are in the business of telling people not to speak their mind. At the same time, I'm a big believer, as I know the Secretary is and the President is, and we showed this, I think, last November, is that persuading people, explaining your position, why it matters, how it impacts what we all want to achieve, is something that we must do, and that it's the way to persuade people, to change people's minds. So it doesn't surprise me that that is what he said. But of course, we also know, as I described, the nature of our situation here, about what that does in our efforts to stop the carnage. Yes.
Thanks so much, Tammy. Appreciate it. GHF, according to the UN, there's been about more than 1,000 Palestinians killed at or near the aid site since May 27th. Does the U.S. have an assessment on that number?
It is not. That's not something I will speak on or go into the details about regarding our assessments of that situation. Certainly a wartime situation.